My name is Wendy. I am the marketing manager here at Albato. I will show you briefly how it works. So here we have the apps tab. In this tab, you can connect the apps you want to use in your automations. You can simply click Add Connection. Then you will see all the apps here. By the way, we have reached 1,000 integrations. During this year, we have implemented more than 100 integrations. It's an averaging of one new service every 2 days, even less actually than 2 days. So it's a great number. And you can see the full list here. So you just need to select the apps you want to integrate. For example, here, Gmail, you click it here, you click Add Connection. Then you add a name to your connection. I will add here like new, so because I already have other connections with Gmail. We click continue and we grant Albato access. Here I will select the account, continue, and they're connecting. Perfect. We can already create an automation with this app, or we can add another connection. In some cases, the connection process might be a bit different, but we have our blog with tutorials for connections for all the apps. So you can check there if you have any questions, okay? And if the app you want to use is still not here, you can both add it to our roadmap here, just click it here and share it there. So our team will check if it's possible to move forward with this integration. Or you can try to do it yourself through our app integrator. It's a no-code app integrator, but it might require you to understand a bit more about API or webhook. It might be possible to do it both ways. So you just click Add an app, you add a name to this app, and then you click Save. Then you check the app API documentation, and you copy and paste the information in the fields based on the connections and triggers and actions you want to implement for the app. Okay, there's also some instructions for the app integrator in our blog if you want to take a deeper look. Once you already have the apps you want to use, you can go to the automations tab to create your scenarios, your use cases. You can create your automation from scratch, or you can use a template. The template is what we name solutions here. You can check the marketplace or even the installations you have already added to your account. So you can just click start and the template will be activated. Or you can make some extra setups, for example, activate or deactivate one scenario, change the connections, and extra configurations here. And you can also create your own automation templates here in the Solutions Builder. You just create the automation and you can share it via link with others. But in our case, I will create the automations from scratch with you. Before it, I will just show you one of the automations I have already created just to introduce you to our new Canvas mode. It's our flowchart new editor. So you can see it here. Is an alternative to the vertical workflow. You still can use the vertical workflow, but now we have this new option here. It will be easier to visualize and to build your workflows. You just need to activate this Canvas option here. And here you have all the menu options you used to have before. For example, here you will build the automation in the automation builder. Here you will check the history, the log of your automation. The difference between this log, this history here and here, is that here you can check the data from this specifically automation, and this in here you can check the history from all the automations in your account. Still here in the Canvas mode, you can also check the analytics in this button. My internet connection is not the best one here. Okay, so you can check the transactions and filter it by period. And you can also test your automation and start the automation, but I will talk a little bit more about this later. What I would like to reinforce with you is that with the canvas mode, we have this branching tool. It's the highlight here because it's the new tool that allows you to create additional conditional logic. So you can create, for example, more than 2 conditions to move forward with different scenarios based on what you set here in this tool. So for example, I create this scenario here where I have a Google Sheet, a Google spreadsheet, in which I will add the name, the email, and the company size of all my leads. So if I add a lead that works in a small company, for example, I can just send a generical email to them. If it's a little bit bigger, the company, I can create a task on ClickUp, for example, so my team can take a look and get in touch with this guy in, I don't know, 2 days. Or if it's a huge company and it's interesting for our business, I can send a Slack message, a private Slack message, or a Slack message in a specific channel and for a specifically vendor, for example, and they can get in touch with the client faster, I don't know, in the same day. So it's just an example, but the idea is that you can create those conditions. I have also added a video on YouTube with another example, and we also have a tutorial in our blog, a step-by-step tutorial we'll be sharing here in the chat. So if you want to explore more possibilities, you can do it, and you can also do it on practice and see how it works. I will create the same automation with you from scratch, so we can do it step by step as well, and then we can see how it will work. Let me return here. So as we are going to create it from the scratch, I will click here, create new automation. Okay, I will put a name in my automation. Let me put it like webinar. Oops, webinar. Then we will activate the canvas mode. It's not opened by default, so we have to click here in this banner or even here. We can also create groups for our automations. So I have created this group for the webinar, so you can find your automations easier according to the type. Okay, then the first thing we need to do is add the trigger to our automation. As I mentioned with you, I will use here the Google Sheets. Okay, now it worked. Then I will select here the new row created trigger, and then I will connect my account here. I already have this connection. If you haven't created yet, you can just click here and add the connection or access the apps tab and create your connection there. I have already created a spreadsheet as well for this webinar. The name is Test Webinar. And I will select here the sheet. I create a specifically tab for it, Test Webinar. So we click Continue. Then we can choose the options for real-time data transfer or data migration that will move historical data. So in this case, I will choose for the real-time one. And then we can test it. I will talk a little bit more about tests later, so I will skip it for now. And then we will add the branching tool. It's here in this, let me do it again. In this plus symbol, you click it here, then you click Tool and Branching. Here you will have more details and you will select the branching. There is also the possibility of create a condition and run all of them in all the branches. If you activate this option, the automation will check all the branches, and if it has more than one match, it will run all of them. Otherwise, if it's if it's disabled, it will work only with the first matching branch. I will do this in this case. Again, I will skip the test for now. We can do it later. And then we will add the conditions for each branch. The first one, as I told you, I will add here the option of company size. Here, company size. I will use the option less than or equal to 100. So here I will also add this symbol. It's the name of the branch, so it will be easier for us to associate each branch on what it means. So I will save this option. And ta-da, we already have it. Okay, then I will create the second one. I will add a new condition. I will look here for the value. I will look for company size. And then I will put it's more than 100, but at the same time, its size, it's less than 1,000. So let's do it here. It's less than 1,000. So it will be between 100 and 1,000, okay? I will need to add the name here as well. Okay. And for the next condition, like more than 1,000, I will show you an easier way to do it. We can just click here in those three dots in the branching we already create, and we can click copy. So it will be easier. We'll have another branch here, and then we can just edit it. So here I will change the condition. I will remove the second one. And I will use greater than or equal to 1,000. So I will also change the name here. Okay, and save. Okay, that's it. We have created branching. We can use different values to filter each condition. You can do it, and I will just use it for because I think it's easily to understand in the first glance. But then we will add the next step for each branch here. So in my example, I use it here, the action of sending an email. I will use Gmail in my automation. So I click Gmail, send an email. I will use the connection we created together at the beginning of the call and continue. So it's the person who will receive the email. As I told you, I added in my spreadsheet the field email. So I will look for it, column email. And then I will map the fields according to my needs. It will be from my own email. Email format, we can use text or HTML. I will use text just as an example, and we'll add the text in the email body and also in the email subject. And then we click Save. We'll test everything later. Okay, so I have already created the first action for the first branch. I can create other actions here, that's not a problem. But I will focus now on one action per branch. Here, I will create the click up action. Click up. So I will create a task for my team. I have already added my connection here. I will select the Albato workspace. In the space, I will add support team, and I can select a folder or even a list. So let me select tasks, and then I click continue. Here we can also map the fields, so the name of the task. So I will use everything as tasks just to be faster, but we can map the fields here. We can assign it to someone. I will assign it to myself. The task status, the tags, so and the custom fields as well. At the end, we just click Save. And last but not least, indeed the most important in our case here, it's to create the custom notification, internal notification via Slack to the clients that are most important to this use case. So action, Slack. I will use, in this case, send a private message because I will send it just to me right now, but you can select other actions. Okay, I will use this one, this connection, and continue. So I will select user ID. I will select myself. We can use this unformatted message or the markdown as the similar in the email. And we can use the variables here we want to map. So for example, if I want to add the client email, the client name, so it will be easier for the vendor to get in touch, we can do it as well. And then we just click save. And that's it. We have created this automation with the branching, as I told you. Here you can zoom in, specifically if you have a lot of steps and branches, so it will be easier for you to look for it. Zoom out as well. Here you can centralize the automation. Let me get back here. And then we can start the automation. Let's run a real-time test here. Okay. So for example, this is the spreadsheet that I used. So this tab, test webinar, I have the name, the email, and the company size. So let's see an example. I have already separated some examples here. The first one, it will be for companies with more than 1,000 people. So I will receive a Slack notification in this case. And there is also the second example that I created that will be for email because it's less than 100. So here we will wait a little bit because it's an API automation. So it will be updated according to the minimum time indicated in your own plan. So we can keep updating the data here. And it will appear for us. It might take around 5 minutes. So here's the first one. Oh, okay, we have created a task, but I use a random a random Slack channel, so it not work as well. But the email one worked perfectly. So if we check my email, I will probably receive one email with the test. Okay, it was sent. Okay, received. Okay, this one was received. So that's it. I will try another one for the Slack. Let me use one here. Oh, I might be added the wrong conditions here in the builder. Let me just double check if I added the right numbers. Okay, it's correct. Let's read a little bit more. Let's see if you're going to receive the message in Slack. There was a test from yesterday. Let's see. Live things happens. It's always live. In this meantime, let me check if our comments here in the call. Oh, a lot of comments. App Integrator is really powerful. Yes, it's really powerful. Yes, we're going to fix the things along the way. This is only the first version of the automation of the canvas mode with branching. We are also planning to add like a drag and drop feature, so it will be even easier to run those scenarios. I will pause it here because I think I did something wrong with my condition. I will just double check it again because I'm still not receiving the message in Slack. So, oh, here it's the problem. The condition here we should add and because it's more than 100 and less than 1000. Sorry for my mistake. I will try it one last time and it works perfectly. I have already tested everything. Okay, so let's do it once again. Oh, great, superhero. Sandro, hope you enjoyed the time you were here. Let's do everything together here. Learning together. Let's see. Okay, a little slow, but we'll have it. Okay, the automation restarted. Let's wait for just a couple minutes. If you have any questions, you can already drop in the chat. I can reply. Just a couple more seconds and we will have the result of this new tab, this new row we added here. Okay, still not there. But in this meantime, you can double check your automations. Oh, it's important to highlight that you cannot edit your automation while it's running. So for example, in my case, I adjust this condition, so I have to pause it, and then I adjust, I start it again, so then the automation run correctly. Okay, now it worked. It was just my mistake with the condition. So I have already received this new message here. And you have all this information here in the log. Okay, so I hope you like this first feature. We can return to the automation builder here. We can return to the original format if you want to in the same automation. I will keep in the canvas. And if you have any questions, we also have, as I mentioned, the tutorial is already here in the chat, but you can also get in touch with our support team. The chat is on real time, or you can even send us a message in our Facebook community. We will always be there to help you. I'm not sure if you already have the link in the chat, but we will have it so you can double check. Everything you need will be here in this help section as well. Help Center, Academy, blog, roadmap, and community. Okay, then. Now I would like to introduce you to our second update. That is the test step with the data samples. I will see if you have any questions here. No? Okay, so let's move forward. In the test step, we will have different possibilities. The idea is to have tests specifically for triggers and actions, and for triggers specifically for API and webhook triggers. So I will show you each one of them. in a real example. So let's use Canvas, right? Okay, here I will use an example with webhook trigger. So I know Slack has a webhook trigger. If you don't know each case, it's the app you want to use, you just select the apps you need. And then when you select the event, there will be this symbol here for webhook or the API for API triggers. In this case, I will use this option, new message in public channel. And I will add my connection here. Then I will click continue. In this case, we will need to test it in real time because the trigger is a webhook trigger. So we first click test, then we wait for the webhook. I will use this test automation here to send a test, and it should receive the test here. Okay, we can do it. You will have the sample here. Let me do it. Test again. Wait for the webhook. And we click test and we will receive the message. Okay, here are the message ID, the message text, date and time, the channel ID, title, and all the information we will need. So this is a real example, a real data sample, and we can see it's working with the trigger we are setting up. So if you want to test an action with this data, we can also do it. We just need to click here to continue with the selected data. Okay, and that's simple. That's the way we test the trigger. And as I mentioned, this is a webhook trigger. For the API trigger, it's a little bit different. I will also show you here. Also on Canvas Boot. I know that Gmail has an API trigger. So I will use this as an example. So for example, new email, you will see here API. In this case of API triggers, continue. The platform will look for data from the last 24 hours. If there's no data in the 24 hours, they will look for older data. If still known, you will receive a message saying there's no data available. Otherwise, if there's some data, you will receive up to 5 samples so you can use in your automations. So I will test, and I will receive the samples here from my last emails. Okay, so this one, it was the first email I have received, the second sample, the third sample. This one, by the way, is the test I run, so maybe we can use it. And we can change the samples here based on the information you want to use as an example in your automation. So we can also continue with the selected data. Just clicking here. And I will take the opportunity of setting this trigger to also set an action with this information we have obtained. So for action, I will choose Google Sheets as well. So you can see how we can map the fields based on those real data samples. Okay, here, Sheets, create or update a row. And here I will use this account here. Test Wagner, and I will use this third sheet here, and I will click continue. Okay, just a hint, and then we can map the fields based on the data we receive with the trigger. So for example, here in the message ID, if I want to use it in the column A, I can do it. So same thing, if I want to add the from email address, I can add it. If I want to add, I don't know, the to or the address, I can do it all here mapping the fields based on the data we receive in the trigger step. So I added a lot of information here, mapping the fields according to what I want to build in my spreadsheet. Then I just click Save. Then we check for the duplicates. It will depend on your use case as well. You can do not check for duplicates, always create a new record. You can not create a record if a duplicate is found. You can update an existing record if a duplicate is found, otherwise create a record, or you can update a record if a duplicate is found. If you want to look for the duplicate, you will need to select the parameter you want to use for this verification. So for example, the email, if the email is the same, do not create a new record, or if the name is the same. So it will depend on what you need. In my case, I do not check for duplicates. So I can test. And here I will have all the information I requested in those specifically lines, in those specifically rows. So for example, here is the test I have already sent. So the ID, the from, to, title, the subject, and the text from the email. So all the information are here. You have tested and it runs. It's important to highlight that in this case, the test specifically for this step, it's not included in the transaction, so it will not be counted, and will also not appear in the history. So if we check the history here, there will be no data yet, because it was just a test. Another important thing is that you can still test the whole automation as before. So you just need to click here once your automation is already structured. If you want to use a filter in the trigger, so I don't know, if I just want to filter emails from one specifically sender, I can use it here. But if I only test the first step in this test step module, I will not be able to apply the filter to the test. If I want to do it, I will have to test the entire automation at the end. What else? We only save one data sample. So if you want to click here and test the step, you will see that we only selected the sample that I choose. But if you can change it anytime if you want to do it in a different model. And you can also test again to receive more recent data. Yes, that's it. We also have a YouTube video with informations about the testing step. And we also published a tutorial in our blog step by step. So all the information is there, but it's a really nice feature. A lot of people were requesting from it, and I totally agree that that's huge. That's really nice. Let me see if we have some questions here. Yeah, we have it with webhook and also with API. Our support, I will just reply to this question. I have just saw it here. Our support team is available on extended hours. It will depend on your time zone actually, but we have people in different time zones speaking different languages to better assist you. So our first reply time is really, really fast. And you can also ask AI if you have any questions. It might help you as well. Okay? So let's go to the last update from this live. I will show you the connection by link feature. This is more aimed to agencies or people, freelancers, for example, people that work for other people and wants to create connections on other people's account without asking them to access your Albato account and create a connection there. So for example, I work in an agency and my client wants to connect their Facebook so we can track their ads results. I don't want to share my Albato credentials with this guy. So I will just click here in add a connection. Then I select the app. I will use here Google Calendar. That is also a nice example that I made it yesterday, by the way. to check other people calendars. So we can click it here, and then instead of clicking add a connection, we can click create connection by link. So we select this option. We add the name here to this connection. So for example, it's for a client X. So client X. I will click continue. And then here, I will copy this link. And I will even open a new tab here to show you how it works. You will send this link to the people you want to connect their account with. So people will open the link here. So they will see the name of the connection and the name of the app that the agent wants to connect, the freelancer, I don't know. You click continue. And then we will grant access. So I will use my Albato account here. Continue. Okay, connection was created successfully. I can return here. I can check the status, so I don't need to keep asking people if they have already finished the connection. And then I can see it here, all here. I can update the connection, test, or delete. And here I can see the information about the calendar and the list events. If I save, I can already use this connection in my other automations with this specifically named to help you identify the connection itself. And that's it. It's really interesting as well. We receive a lot of requests for this feature. I hope you're liking. I hope you're enjoying it. And that's not all, indeed. We have some other features coming soon, really soon, probably by November, indeed. And there are two huge features that people are really expecting for. And one of them, it's the Copilot AI agent, Copilot agent and AI agent. That will be two huge agents that will help you streamline the way you build your automations. So you will just need to set the prompt or what you need to build with, and then the AI will help you create the automation from scratch. It will work with all the apps and languages as well, and will definitely improve the way people work with automations. And we are also working in the Teams functionality. It's another huge feature. And for example, if you want to use Albato in your company and you want to set different roles for different people with different levels of access, you will be able to do it with the Teams functionality. You will have a full workspace and you will be able to add other people in your own account. Right now, you can also do something a bit similar, but everybody from your company will need to have the same login and password to access it. And you can create, as I mentioned, the groups so people can access in the different levels there and they can see different things in the automation. So, but with the Teams functionality, it will be easier, even easier. Okay. That's basically it. I will check if we have any other question. You still can hear me, right? If you have any question, you can drop in the chat. Oh, I am seeing a question about Nifty. I will need to check. I do not have the connection with this app, but I can check it later. If you want to just get in touch with us in our community or even in support chat, I can check if it's a bug or if it's something extra. Oh, yes, AI agents. I'm really, really happy as well. I understand why you're so happy. It's just a spoiler, but I have already tested and I'm really excited about it. I think you will really appreciate it. Okay. Let me see if we have any other question. That's it, guys. If you have any doubts, please let me know. You're welcome. Hope you like it. As I mentioned, this video will be available here on YouTube. We will also send an email with the recording link if you want to. And of course, if you have any further questions, you can always share them in our Albato Facebook community or directly via support chat. We will be doing our best to reply you as soon as possible. And if you have any suggestion, any feedback, always you can share with us. We are working for you. So WhatsApp. Okay. Okay, we have a question about WhatsApp. There's two connections for WhatsApp in Albato apps. Let me look for it. WhatsApp. We have WhatsApp by samples, or you can use WhatsApp Business API, that it's our own integration with WhatsApp, the official integration with WhatsApp. And we understand that might be a bit confused, that might need some extra setups. And by the way, I have created this tutorial in our blog. I'm not sure if you have already checked the tutorial. I will send the link here. So there you need to do some extra steps on your Meta account. So you need to set up everything there. And Meta is a little bit difficult somehow, because they have a lot of specificities. So if you already have the amount of numbers set there, they will block you from creating a new profile. Or if you already have the amount of profiles they're allowing you to create, that you will not be able to move forward as well. So in the most part of the cases, we are facing problems in connections with the Meta side. But our support team is always on hand to help you with whatever you need. And we even have this troubleshooting in our tutorial. So maybe if one of those cases you're facing, so it might help you as well. Oh, great feedback from our support. Thank you very much. Yeah, I totally agree with Meta. Sometimes it's kind of hard to deal with. But yeah, we can do our best to help you as well with Meta. Oh, that's it, guys. If there's no other questions, we can wrap up here. I hope to announce the second demo session soon with all the AI updates and also the Teams functionality and other nice features for you. Please keep an eye in our Facebook community so you can follow all the updates. We will always share there in first hand. We also have a Facebook page, YouTube channel, LinkedIn, Reddit channel. So it will be great for you to keep following us there. I'm looking forward for the next section too. Thank you. You were also amazing. And I see you next time then. Bye-bye.